Oh boy. Guys, I'm tired. I don't even know why I'm doing this video, to be honest. It's like 3:15 a.m. and this is just a poor choice. I should not be recording things 3 hours after I should have went to sleep. This is a terrible idea, and if I say anything weird or something like that, it's probably because, well, I'm tired. Way too tired to be recording a video. But I was up. I couldn't get to sleep. I was playing some dumb like Pokemon on my phone. Then I had to do the dishes and this and that, and all of a sudden I looked down. But I've been listening to these YouTube videos of these RPG a day stuff and some different D&D campaigns, and I'm like, oh man, I've been so busy, and I could have done it all day today. Today's been super not busy. Well, not very busy at least. And so I'm like, okay, I gotta do a video. So, I'm back. I've been really busy. I know, I'm sorry. It's been like almost a month since I posted a video. But I'm going to do some of this RPG a day thing, and, hopefully I'll be done with it by a year from now. That's the hope. Oh my gosh. I'm hoping to do those a little bit frequently. I hope. And then I want to do some tips for just, D&D tips. I have what I'm going to call the fake pie tip, which gives you no idea what I'm talking about, but that's just more incentive to check out the video when it comes out. But without further ado, I am going to try and recount the real Session 1 of Ashenfall Rising without any notes or pre-thought, and while I'm half asleep. So get ready for me to get all of these facts wrong. Alright, so I don't remember exactly even where we left off last time. Hopefully this will be entertaining for you. But what I believe happened at the very end of last time is they went to see the Queen. Let me just recap just in case. They get into town. Somebody talks to them, and they go climb over some dirt walls, find this kind of... It's a lot of scrap materials, but it's pretty well put together. Kind of large house, mansion, training hall, something like that. And they go into basically the queen of this tiny town now, his office. And they see all these people in the red robes that the bandits wore. And come to find out, she's basically leading the bandits, and she knows Reginald, the prince. And she's talking with him. They, knew each other when they were younger, or whatever, blah, 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 political stuff. And they talk, and he basically, asks for his kingdom back, and she's like, no, I've been ruling, you were gone, for this and this reason, I've been ruling this people well. This is mine now. I'm their rightful ruler, we're going to treat you well. You are the old king's son, and you are my friend. But, no, I'm not giving you your kingdom back. So, they part ways. And that's where Session 0 ended, I believe. Right about there. Anyway, Session 1. We actually get the last player into this game. A good friend of mine, Dan, you can check him out. Danasty on YouTube. He does a whole bunch of random videos, but He's done some D&D stuff in the past, and he is a good friend of mine, so check him out. But he is playing... Why can't I remember his name? Jules. Yes. So, they are walking along. They still haven't rested. And so they're all kind of beaten up. But they see this guy who kind of motions them in, motions the prince in at least, this small halfling. And they come to find out they go in this room and it's completely dark. And he keeps it that way. And he's speaking with the prince, and I took inspiration from, if any of you guys have seen Dawnforge cast, I took inspiration from Wambach. Because this creature, this thing, is outside of space and time, very powerful, but doesn't really do anything with it, and just kind of talks in circles a lot. So he was a puzzle, a human puzzle. They could get information out of him, but they had to kind of find out how to speak with him, which was a challenge. But what they immediately got out of is he basically said, hey, here's this key. There's a prison there. I don't remember why. He said, like, there's something important in there, basically. And they go to this prison, and they unlock it, and they find some guards, and they beat up the guards, which, I guess they're bandits, so they must be evil, right? So they go, attack all these people who are doing their jobs, beat them up mercilessly. I think they kill most of them. Kind of an evil act, now that I'm looking back on it. Kind of evil. But, hey, whatever. Maybe it's just neutral, because the bandits did kind of try to attack them when they found out that they were coming in there to kill them. Nope, yeah, that was an evil act. But whatever, too late now. They murder some people, basically. They go into this guy's office, and Jules still isn't there, just so we're clear. They go into this guy's office, this kind of general, and they, beat him up, ransack his area. They end up ripping up the carpet, and they find a floor safe with silver and copper and just, like, tons of a stash, basically. They find some gold here and there. They find some money on the guards that they slaughter. They actually go into the kitchen, and they get some food from the cook. The cook makes them some food. He doesn't even really... He's like, oh, hey, there's some customer, there's some people. I think he might have been, like, old and couldn't see. Again, I don't remember. I really need to pump out these videos so I can get to a point where I remember what was going on. Oh, man. But they get some... One of them actually eats some food, I think. And anyway, then they go to the actual prison cell. And there's, like, one guard standing there, and he sees 4 people, or 3 people, or... No. Yeah, 5 people walk over there, all heavily armed, and he's like, I give up. I think there were 2, actually, and one just, like, rushed him. He's like, I'm gonna get murdered, or whatever, if I don't do my job, so I better just die here. And the other guy's like, I give up. Nope, not worth it. Yep, do whatever you want. Here's the key. Could I go, please? Thank you. And I think they let him go. And they open up the cells. And they find a whole bunch of interesting people. They find this young, like, 6-year-old girl who lost her parents, I believe. And that was just kind of a sad moment. They found this just crazy girl who... Her husband basically beat her and beat her and beat her, and then she snapped and, like, I think ripped out his throat with her teeth or something. Like, something just insane. And she was like, yes, my husband was, like, a bandit. Like, I serve you, Prince Reginald. And she was just crazy. But she really liked Prince Reginald, and she's like, yes, we must kill the bandits. Like, we must destroy them all. I'll rip out their throat with my teeth. Just crazy, crazy lady. there were some, like, farmers. I think those were the two, like, interesting people, really interesting. And then they find this halfling named Jules. And come to find out, he was put into prison because he was doing a acting job, whatever, and he accidentally, like, I still don't actually know. I think he, like, punched someone too hard, or maybe he pushed someone off somewhere high or something, but it was an accident during an acting thing, and he ends up killing someone. And he, like, turns himself in. Well, these people don't treat him very well. They actually originally ask him to join them and be like, hey, you got some skills, dude. Come work for me. Is what Bran, if you guys remember, I don't remember if I talked about this last time, but Bran is the queen's assistant, an elfin man. If I didn't mention that last time. I swear this will get more organized. But Bran was not treating the prisoners very well. He basically says, come work for me. And he says no, so they throw him in prison to rot and die. Anyway, they're getting out. They're ready to go. And just then, the main group shows up. This, guard captain who was like a 2nd or 3rd level monk or something. And all these bandits come, and they start having a big old fight. And the monk had, like, this certain ability. Basically, he was very nimble and couldn't really get hit by, like, big, slow weapons, basically. It was something like that. Because Ajax was literally just gonna one-shot him or anything. Because Ajax will do a D12 plus 7. And hit, like, every time. Which is fine, but I wanted this guy to survive a couple rounds. Because he had some, lines. He could monk brawl with the new monk, the, Jules, who is like a monk sorcerer, because we're doing the classless system. So, I gave him that ability. Ajax found it hard to kill him, and then started slaughtering bandits. And they slaughter them. And eventually they see this last door down a hallway. And it's locked with, like, magical locks, and so they're super interested, and they're like, ooh, there must be something good behind there. And they go, and they basically end up talking to an earth elemental that's bound to this door to keep it locked. And they had to converse with him, and eventually they could talk to what turns out to be Reginald's father, locked up, who was supposed to be dead. So, through some hidden, I think they used, a different language they both knew or something, Reginald's father conveyed the password, and then Reginald said it to the Earth Elemental, and the Earth Elemental let him out. And they leave. They get out of the prison, sunlight's there, and then the weird stuff happens. An arrow flies through Reginald's father, I cannot remember his name, but Reginald's father's throat. And he falls over, dead. And then they see the assassin, right? And he turns a corner. Well, Jules, I think it was, it might have been someone else, but somebody, it might have been Ajax, is off. And he's around that corner that round. And there is no sign of that assassin. They're making spot, they're making listen, nothing. They're trying to track him, nothing. No track. He left fast. There's no way he left no track, but there was nothing. And finally, they're all leaving after they've examined everything, because they have to get out of town. There's an assassin after them, is what they're thinking. And Jules pulls out this arrow, because it just killed him instantly. It's got weird designs on it. So he pulls out the arrow, and the arrow and the body disappear. They're gone. They vanish into thin air. Weird. They don't know why. No hints are given to him, nothing. And the only other thing that I think happened that time is they tried to talk to Nakish. And this, I think I'll have time for before I end this episode, because this is hilarious. This might have happened the session after, but it really doesn't matter when it happened. They tried to talk to Nakish to get some answers about what happened to his father. Is his father actually dead? What's going on? And Nakish talks in circles for like an hour. Like, literally, it was Reginald trying to get answers from him for 20 minutes. It was so funny to see how frustrated they got. It's amusing to me because I like bugging people, and I won't normally do things just to bug people as a DM. It's bad for the most part, but I had fun annoying him for a purpose as well. But he couldn't really get anywhere, so eventually they started messing with him because they found out that he had to keep it dark in there. And he could somehow still see. So they tried to light a torch, and the dude would like reach out his hands and smash the torch. And he'd make some kind of like, yeah! They tried to get him outside, and he would escape artist at like plus 20. You know, he'd slip right out of the grapples. He literally, like, you know, part of his body would shrink down like he was all made of rubber. And eventually they tried actually attacking him, which is super evil. Nothing. They'd smash this guy to bits. They'd cut him up, and he'd reform. And eventually they're like, fine, we give up. We burn his house down. And I'm like, that seems really evil. We burn his house down. You know that's an evil act. We burn his house down. I don't know if that conversation actually happened. It did in my head. But I definitely mentioned that being evil at least once. No, they set fire to his house. You know what happens? Nothing. They set fire to his house. His house catches. It burns for like 3 hours, and there's no damage to his house. They're just like, I give up. That's where I ended the session. I'm like, alright, well, that was productive. Good job, guys. You really solved that puzzle. Yeah, that's where we're going to end that. We're just going to go with the sessions. Next session, I don't really remember super well. Well, I don't remember the beginning of it super well, but the end of it I remember pretty darn well, and that's the line right now. So as long as I keep doing these videos, I should actually be able to get to a point where I'm remembering what's going on in the story. Weird, right? Yeah. I'm glad if you actually made it, yeah, real quick, if you actually made it to this part in the video, if you actually made it to the end, just do me a solid and comment solid in the comments. Comment solid. I bet there will be one comment, if that. I'm probably just talking to myself at this point, but do it for me, guys. I'll see you next time. This has been the Fanged Blade, and have a good night.